Welcome to Redeeming Thunder, and I'm here to give you a fabulous prophetic word. This is chapter 55, part 3, given to me on 8/25/2025, and the Most High is saying to you today, He's learning how to love you. Since the very first time He saw you, He's loved your style. He's complimented you. Now, who is coming for you is a shy guy, okay? And so you are this vivacious and bubbly, okay, personality. You are charismatic, and so he is quiet. He's kind of has a quiet personality, but he can't help but smile when you're around, okay? And he can't, but when I'm saying smile, I'm not saying regular smile. I'm saying like big smile, showing all teeth, okay? Like really huge smile. Like you uplift his spirits. He's starting to ask when you come, you're going to return. If you're running into each other in the store or at the gym or at an appointment or at work, okay? He's starting to ask, are you coming? When are you here again? Okay? So he is always giving you compliments. Okay? So that goes to show that maybe his love language is receiving compliments, because usually people that give compliments, whatever love language that they're expressing to others is the love language that they also enjoy to receive. Okay? And so that's why the Most High was saying this time around outer appearance matters. You got to be looking cute, okay? Like look extra cute, extra beautiful, take extra time to coordinate your outfits. And because the individual is going to notice you by how you look. Obviously, at first, that's the attraction, right? And then, but the Most High has been stating certain colors to wear, so that's why I kind of had a inclination that the Most High wanted you to focus on wearing certain colors, because that's how they are going to be attracted to seeing you those colors. Okay? Then he is on the same road to wanting you to be in your divine alignment, wanting you to get healthy, wanting you to learn new skills, and wanting you to heal, okay? Whatever the case may be. Like, just the person that's for you is going to be rooting for you. Whatever makes you happy. Like if you create things, okay? You're creative. He wants you to continue doing that because it makes you happy. He wants you to make time for that because you're phenomenal at it. Okay? He wants you to be running towards your destiny. The person that's not for you is going to want you to serve them and be busy, that you're just not going to have any time because they're too busy fulfilling what they need done, and you're going to be missed on plugging yourself in your schedule. But the person that's for you is going to plug yourself into their schedule of your own day. Okay? He's going to bring out the best in you. All right, so many compliments, okay? And this is the thing with shy guys. When they're trying to say a compliment, it's coming out all cattywampus. Okay? It's coming out it could just sound maybe not like a compliment, almost like it could sound like almost like maybe like an insult, or maybe like a insulting themselves, or and it's just sounding kind of from frumpy, okay? And then you are understanding that it's, you're just like, okay, that's fine, but it's not hurting your feelings, okay, because you're confident in yourself, right? But they are seeing that they're stumbling over their words, and it's not coming out the way they wanted it, so they are going to take the time to correct themselves and say, oh my, I said, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this. Have you ever watched a movie of like two individuals meeting, and it's like kind of like stepping on toes, and like it's just awkward in a way, where they're just fumbling over the words, and you could tell that guy had a crush on her, but he's trying to like not, or she has a crush on him, and they're trying to say what they want to say, but it's just coming out like upside down and backwards. Okay, it's something along the lines. All right, so they're gonna give you like an extraordinary compliment, and then it's gonna sound like over the top. Okay, something that maybe your mother would tell you, because you know how mothers are. They go over the top, and they be like, they're the best, precious, most precious gift on earth. Okay, and whatever you create or make, they'll just, I mean, brag about it for for years, and be like, my daughter or my son is the best at this, and blah blah blah, most beautiful this, most handsome that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, they're going to compliment you to the level that a mother would, and be like, for example, you could create something like, I don't know, design some kind of clothing, and your mother be like, oh my goodness, this is like glamorous, this is luxurious, this is like high fashion, okay? And you're just like, oh, thank you, but you just kind of, you're just like being creative, and you're being yourself, and you're just doing a thing. You're in your mind, you're not thinking, I'm trying to only create high fashion things, right? But you're thinking that was maybe over the top, maybe she exaggerated a little bit. But you know how mothers are, okay? This person is going to top that and be just compliment you just like someone like your mom would, and be like, oh my gosh, wow, you look so great in that outfit. And then you created it, right? Let's say you sewed it together, and they're going to be like, this is rare gem. This is like extravagant. It's like, I don't see this. I don't see this, in any store. This is not in any store. So see what I mean? It's trying to sound like you don't fit in any store, right? He's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say is, like, any of the stores that I go to, I've never seen it before. And they're like, nope, see, it's still not coming out right. I'm not trying to say that. So then they blurt out, this is like high fashion. This is not regular clothes. This is not like, this is high-end clothes, what you created. So you're like, oh, wow, that's something my mom would say. But see what I mean? That person is trying to be pleasant and please you to that level that it's going to sound like over the top. Okay? And maybe it's he's totally honest. He really means what he said about that level of skill. Okay? And your mom really means it. Okay? But you're being humble. You're humble, and you're just like, oh, it's just something that I put together, You're thinking that person's being extra sweet. That's what I'm trying to get at. That person's being extra kind. That person's adding extra fluff. Okay? These are the compliments that are going to be coming around. They're going to be extra fluff, okay? So that's what's going to be happening in this hour. In the month of February and March. Okay? Because this is a prophetic word coming to pass now. This is a now word. So, the Most High is saying, that breakthrough is going to be happening for you. First of all, financial breakthrough is going to be happening. Productivity for open doors so that you can get things done, what you need to get done, okay? Your enemies are going to have to agree and allow you to accept some leniency, and they're going to extend certain opportunities for you, okay? Because this is your era. So the Most High is saying that he's learning how to love you, remember. So that means you share a little and he learns a little. You share a lot and he learns quite a bit by what you don't say while you're stating what you're stating. Okay, so on that note, I wanted to share a little bit about what this means. What I'm going to say in this moment comes from Frankie's Therapy on Instagram. And this is something that you've been going through, but this person is not going to be doing, okay? But I need to show you what you've been dealing with and doing so that you can heal and understand why the Most High is bringing an ordained spouse. All right. It starts off with, I once watched a woman try to explain her pain to someone she loved. She wasn't angry. She wasn't dramatic. She was careful with her words, like she already knew how fragile his listening was. And that's when I saw it. You can't repair with someone who's more committed to being right than being responsible. You can't heal with someone who protects their ego before they ever protect your heart. She explained what hurt her, how it landed, what it did to her over time, and he didn't deny the facts. He denied the impact. Healing begins the moment you realize peace isn't found in convincing someone, it's found in choosing yourself when clarity becomes louder than potential. Walking away isn't giving up. Sometimes it's the first act of self-respect. So she started doing what so many women do. She softened her words. She doubted her memory. She carried the emotional labor for both of them. Not because she was weak, but because she was trying to survive the conversation. That's when it became clear. You can't force self-awareness. You can't argue someone into accountability. And you can't love someone into seeing what they refuse to look at. Now, it's talking about accountability. I came across Your Courage Comes Back on Instagram. And this is, again, information for those who need to know why the Most High is bringing an ordained spouse to you. He's seen it. He watched you long enough. Okay? And he's seen that you cannot heal with the toxic individuals around you. Okay? What you've been living with the majority of your life. He's going to bring you someone that has accountability, not someone that's running away from it. Now, this is information for those who have been hurting due to those who are not accountable. Okay? I first got to explain to you what you have been going through so that you don't want this. Because I don't know if anybody has ever shared this to you. And this goes for men as well. Why the Most High is sending you a future ordained spouse wife. Okay? The hard truth is you can't force anyone to change. We have a fantasy that if we just explain how they're hurting us, they'll want to change. But accountability is an inside job. When we try to hold people accountable who don't want to be held accountable, we often re-wound ourselves in the process. You protect your nervous system every time you choose not to seek answers from someone who's more invested in protecting their ego than building a healthy relationship. You protect your nervous system every time you choose not to send the text. So let me take a break here. This is teaching you how to stop those bad habits, how to stop the cycle. Right now, this is someone that's alarmed by the red flags and is now owning their own, okay, coming back to themselves. And this is how you stop the pattern, okay, of choosing the wrong partner. There's something that you have to do. It's not just that they lack skills. It's also oneself lacked some skills. And there comes a time where you have to stop preaching to the choir. You have to stop mishandling yourself. You have to stop explaining and explaining. And it has a lot to do with those who are so desperate to have it work and be fixed that you're sending a ton of texts and a ton of IG videos to the person to change. And they hardly look at these texts. And they hardly take the time to read it. And if they do, they don't come back to you and chat about your concerns. They just move on with life. That's called gaslighting. Okay? That's called stonewalling. That's called, and sometimes there's some crazy making. So you're dealing with a narcissist. All right? And there comes a time where that well has dried up. And there comes a time where you have to do some deep self-love and no more explaining. We are in the week of prophetic word where the Most High wants you to back up now. Let Him assist. No more plugging your hands and over in the invasive, trying to salvage a relationship for the counterfeit that's not going to work. Okay? And I'm talking about this also with some of the prodigals don't return. So for those of you who have been trying to make it work with a prodigal, sometimes they don't return. And you can tell when you have you've done your series of sending texts, you've done your series of sending videos, relationship videos. You know what I'm talking about, okay? I mean, you're sending a bunch, and you send it for months and months and months, and you're not getting a lot of improvement. You're getting a lot of this. I'll read, and you also bought some books, okay, relationship books, and there hasn't been a lot of movement. The Most High wants you to take a step back now, okay? And He now wants you to reflect why are you doing that? And maybe you need to not. And I know you're saying, because I want this to work. I want to salvage. I want to put my 100% in. Well, right now you're putting 200% in. And they have not put 20% in. Or that's all they did. Okay? He's trying to show you that maybe their bare minimum is their best work. And the Most High is trying to send you someone that goes obviously beyond the bare minimum. Okay? They're giving 100%. So Please listen. This is something that you need to do. Okay, I'm going to repeat now. You protect your nervous system every time you choose not to send the text. You reclaim your worth when you pause, breathe, and ask, what do I truly need right now? In that moment, you remind yourself, I deserve better than chasing answers from someone who isn't choosing me. That's how we get pulled into the cycle of pleading, overly explaining, and chasing the apology we deserve, hoping it will bring relief. But what we're really chasing isn't the apology, it's regulation. Our nervous system wants closure, safety, and proof that what happened matters. That's why walking away feels impossible at first. The body equates silence with abandonment and rejection the same. The body equates silence with abandonment and rejection, the same sensations that once felt unbearable. But healing means learning to self-soothe instead of seeking safety in someone who constantly denies your reality. What actually wounds us isn't the lack of accountability. It's the movement we override our inner knowing and keeping engaging with someone who already shows us their limits. Remember I was talking about the bare minimum? It's an act of self-protection to recognize this person cannot meet me here. This person cannot meet me here. And choosing to stop pleading for the responsibility is often the first real act of accountability to yourself. When someone isn't willing to be accountable, every attempt to make them be becomes another small self-betrayal. You end up explaining, justifying, re-exposing the wound, hoping this time they'll finally see it. And they don't, because accountability requires willingness. It's an inside job. No amount of explaining can do it for them. The Most High says, the one that's coming for you does not think you're a wimp. He thinks many people failed you. That's why you feel pain. Maybe you need more support than what you originally led on. Maybe you are someone that needs to depend on others to heal. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's learning how to love you. Remember, he learns quite a bit by what you don't say while you're stating it. And then he says, can you please be with me? He says, I will treat you kindly. I will not let you fall behind or left behind. I notice you. I see you. You already told them. So in other words, now it's bouncing back to who you've been trying to make things work with if you're with a counterfeit, okay? Or someone that you believe you want to return that doesn't return, okay? The Most High will reveal more in the later chapters. You already told them the warning was given. Now go to sleep. I have a lot to talk to you in your dreams. The Most High is going to be sending you some pivotal dreams now. That's wonderful. Okay, so now the Most High says Oma times 5, which means cedar tree. And there's a symbolic meaning regarding the cedar tree. It has a lot to do with Psalms 92:12, the righteousness to a cedar, highlighting their enduring nature, symbolizing strength and majesty. It symbolizes in Songs of Solomon 5:15, using it to describe the beloved's majestic appearance. The cedar is also linked to Yahuwah's favor and provision, especially through its use in sacred spaces like the temple. It symbolizes longevity and vitality, ability to thrive in old age. Okay? And cedar's strength and durability made it preferred material for building the temple and important structures. He's going to give you divine strength and majestic beauty. The next word was sama, times 5. Listen and obey to understand with action. 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 To hear with attention or interest. To understand. To have the power to hear. To hear of or concerning. To perceive by the ear. H8085 is the word sama. He's going to give both of you this supernatural ability to understand each other. Okay? The language is going to match. And I'm talking about, obviously, let's say you both speak English, right? And for the counterfeits, the Most High has been corrupting the communication amongst each other, because he's trying to break that relationship apart. So he's doing like a Tower of Babel situation. And with your ordained spouse, he's going to open the channels of communication. Verbal communication, body language communication, okay, eye contact. We're doing even what's unheard, like almost like a telepathy type of connection with your ordained spouse. Okay, he's supporting your union. He's making it super easy to connect. Then I hear Saka times 5. So in this hour, he wants you to bow down in reverence. He's anointing you with these supernatural powers. Okay? You need to be consecrated, and you need to be receiving this anointing. So you physically get down on your, lay down flat or bow down. Get yourself in a quiet place, and you do that. Okay? Because you're going to need to be anointed with these supernatural gifts. Okay, so then he says, yala sala, which means alas, jump for joy. 3 times, right? And then he says, yala stands for vibrant enthusiasm. Come on, let's go. Expresses urgency, excitement, or impatience. It can also function as a greeting or a cheer. Okay? And then salah means to send or to extend. He's sending someone to you. Hallelujah. And then the Most High says, Ama Sa Laila, which stands for handmaid. It also stands for mother of the nations. Okay? It also stands for marriageable age. And Sa stands for deliverance of your enemies. And Laila stands for at darkness. It stands for darkness. It means night. It also means angel of conception. So the word Amas also stands for beginning. And the word Laila in the post-biblical Jewish text depicted as an angel in charge of conception who places a drop of semen before Yahuwah to determine a child's fate. So in Genesis, Yahuwah put into order the cosmos, and he created light and separated it from darkness. So you're going to be delivered from the darkness. You're going to be delivered from the counterfeit. You're going to be delivered. Okay? from what's not for you anymore. And then the Most High says, Ama, a young unmarried woman. It also stands for someone who is fertile and ready for marriage. Thank you so much for joining me on this Supernatural Diaries. In the descriptions, if you listen to this entire word, please put in an emoji of a tree for signifying you are ready to receive your supernatural strength. All right, and put in a woman or a man, a groom or basically a groom or a wife, bride emoji, if you're standing for this future destiny union of your ordained